The Taiwan conflict has flared up. China is sending drones. Taiwan is responding with live fire rounds. This has happened not once but twice. This is an escalation and a shift in Taiwan's approach. Until now, they exercised restraint. When Chinese missiles flew over Taiwan, it did not respond militarily until now. But that's not the case anymore. So why did Taiwan soldiers fire shots this time? And does this raise the threat of conflict? Gravitas tonight, we'll analyze the situation, starting with China's latest provocation. Unmanned drones are threatening Taiwan. At least 6 drones have been spotted in the last 2 days. 3 yesterday and 3 more today. They were seen in the islands of Dadan, Erdan and Shiyu. These are in fact islets controlled by Taiwan. They're just a few kilometers away from the Chinese city of Xiamen. What kind of drones were these? Civilian drones, the kind that you can easily buy off the internet. There is no reason to believe that these drones were weaponized. So why is this a big deal? Because they came from China and they entered Taiwan's airspace, and this is technically an incursion. So Taiwan chose to respond militarily. And here's something that you should know. These islets are far away from Taiwan, but it maintains a military presence here. When the Chinese drones came, Taiwanese soldiers fired warning flares first. Then they used bullets. And this action forced the drones to leave. They were seen flying towards Xiamen. And this was not their first such mission. China has stepped up drone activity in the recent past. Taiwan says this is part of what we call China's grey zone tactics, meaning you operate in the space between war and peace, in the grey zone. Your actions do not amount to a conventional war, but you also make sure that there's no peace. That's what we call grey zone tactics, and this is a Chinese speciality. Let me show you a new video. It is doing the rounds on Chinese social media. It claims to show Taiwanese soldiers throwing stones at what looks like a drone. Take a look at this. We've not been able to verify the authenticity of this video, but Taipei is taking such provocations very seriously. The question is, why should Taiwan worry about unarmed civilian drones? To answer this question, I must go back to China's grey zone tactics. You see, they're about setting precedents, establishing a new normal. That's what China does. This new normal then paves the way for larger incursions. So here is Taiwan's worry. Today it is civilian unarmed drones. If left unchallenged, tomorrow it could be bigger military drones. They could enter Taiwan's airspace and fly over Taiwanese military installations. So Taipei is trying to prevent that, and that's what explains their latest response.
Firstly, our armed forces will maintain the principle of the closer the incursions are to Taiwan, the stronger our countermeasures will be. We will use naval and air forces and coastal firepower to dispel the PLA aircraft and ships that enter our territorial seas and airspace. Also, when the PLA aircraft and ships are within our 12 nautical mile or 22.2 kilometer territorial sea and airspace, we will counterattack in accordance with operational orders to exercise the right of self-defense.
So Taiwan is drawing clear red lines for China. The closer the PLA gets, the stronger Taiwan's response will be. If Chinese ships and planes enter Taiwan's territory, the Taiwanese forces will mobilize. If they come within 22 kilometers of Taiwan, Taipei will exercise its right of self-defense. And this statement echoes what Taiwan's president said yesterday. Tsai Ing-wen, she visited a military base, and this is what she told the troops.
I want to tell you that the more provocative the enemy is, the more calm we need to be. We will not allow those on the opposing banks to manufacture a conflict with an inappropriate excuse. We will not provoke disputes and we will not restrain ourselves. But it does not mean that we will not fight back. I have ordered the Ministry of Defense to take necessary and strong countermeasures in due course to safeguard the security of the national airspace.
Taiwan is preparing to fight back, and it has America's backing. Joe Biden wants to arm Taiwanese soldiers. The US is working on a new weapons deal, a deal worth more than $1 billion. What will Taipei get as part of this package? 60 Harpoon block missiles, 60, worth $355 million, 100 tactical air-to-air missiles for almost $86 million, and a $655 million contract extension for surveillance radar. Now, this is the biggest such transfer in almost 2 years. Is this a done deal? Well, almost. It is awaiting approval by the US Congress. Now, what's in it for the US? It stands to gain both politically and economically. Politically, it's a way to deter China. Economically, it's more money for the US defense industry, so it's a win-win for America. For Taiwan, of course, it means more and better weapons. This is part of a new strategy. You see, Taiwan, like the rest of the world, has been following the war in Ukraine. It's been carefully studying the tactics of the Ukrainian military. And it's applying those lessons already. Taiwan is building stockpiles of American weapons. It is acquiring the same weapons that Ukraine is using, like precision rockets. Ukraine is using these rockets, precision rockets, to hit Russian supply lines. Taiwan wants them too. It is buying at least 860 precision rockets from the US. The purchase has not gone unnoticed in Beijing. Today, China threatened to take quote-unquote strong measures.
China has always been firmly opposed to any official contacts between the US and Taiwan in any form, in under any name. We urge the relevant parties in the US to abide by the One China principle and the provisions of the 3 joint communiques, stop any form of official contacts with Taiwan, and refrain from sending wrong signals to the Taiwan Independence Force. China will take strong measures to resolutely safeguard national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
So that's what we have. The US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan. It sparked a geopolitical firestorm. China held large-scale military exercises. It sent fighter jets towards Taiwan. It launched missiles. And now it is deploying drones. Taiwan is firing back as it arms itself with American weapons. So it's no exaggeration when we say that the threat of war here is greater than ever before. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get